Good evening. If you would remain standing, I'm Keith Smith, Associate Vice President for Community and Governmental Affairs, and if you would join me with the invocation. This day is a day that we've never seen before here at Nash Community College, and we choose to rejoice and be glad in it as we celebrate the achievement of the future medical assistants and practical nurses. And not taking this day for granted, we ask the one who gives the gift of life to invoke your presence on this ceremony and to bless all of those who had roles in preparing for this day, the students, the instructors, the administrators, and families. This is my prayer of invocation, and I submit it in his name. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith has that great voice. That's why we let him say kind words, open up our ceremonies at Nash Community College. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bill Carver, president of Nash Community College. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to be standing here this evening. I tell students when they're, you may not remember this, but I told you. You said, I've never seen this guy before. But I do tell students that we don't want you to attend Nash Community College. What do we want you to do? Complete at Nash Community College. And here we tonight have a group of completers. You have worked hard, right? Wasn't easy. We don't give it away at Nash Community College. Look at that, we got a lot of agreement here. We don't give it away, it is hard work. The people in the audience tonight, they know that. They heard about it. Didn't you hear about it? It was hard work. Aren't you proud of them? This is a time of celebration when we do complete and have achievement and start you in your next part of your working career. I tell people, we don't want you to get a job, we want you to have a career. So we have started you on your way into a career. So congratulations to you completers. And there's another thing you might have heard around here. Thank you for choosing Nash. You ever heard that before? So on behalf of the faculty, staff, the Board of Trustees, and most importantly, the students and faculty here tonight representing completers, we are so proud of you. Audience, if you haven't been on our campus before, please take a look around. We're proud of it. These students are proud of it. You'll see that we have an investment. Our greatest investment is not in place. Our greatest investment is in faculty. They're here tonight to witness this completion. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Congratulations to all of you. I will see you again down here and shake your hand, and we'll have some other comments. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tawana Lawson, and I'm the Director of Nursing Programs here at Nash Community College. And I would like to say congratulations to our former students now tonight. You guys have made it. You've pushed through. You've persevered. It has not been easy, as Dr. Carver stated, but you stuck with it. And now we're here to celebrate with you tonight, and I am especially honored to be here to celebrate this achievement with you. I also stand to introduce the faculty. And faculty, I'll ask as I call your name if you would stand. Brittany Bass, Christina Bulluck, Leslie Gillian, Melissa Jones, Misty Phillips, Frances Pope, Cheryl Trash, Tina Trash. And the medical assisting faculty, Nancy Warsinger and Amber Greer. Thank you, faculty, for all that you do.
Good evening. I'm Nancy Warsinger, and as Ms. Lawson indicated, I am an instructor as well as a program director for the medical assisting program. And in addition to Mrs. Greer, who's here with us this evening as an instructor and the practicum coordinator, we also have a few of our clinical preceptors here, and I wanted to make sure I recognize them as well. The clinical supervisors and preceptors are very important to us because in the medical assisting program, the faculty do not go to the clinical sites with the students. So the employees of our clinical facilities actually are the hands-on instructors. So thank you for being here as well. While vacationing last week, I attended a music concert, and the woman sitting next to me that I chatted with during the intermission turned out to be a retired college president from a small college in Michigan. And she shared with me that she was, although retired, would be teaching as a part-time instructor back in the classroom, teaching a freshman course for the first time in over 20 years. And she went on to say that she was a little bit apprehensive because you know how college students are these days. They're looking at their phone all the time, or they're not attending class, or if they're in class, they're not paying attention. And I kind of thought that she sort of expected me to kind of chime in with, oh yeah, and complaining about the students. But I had to say, my students aren't like that. The health science students that I have in my classes are what we call non-traditional learners. Usually they're a few years out of high school, sometimes more than a few years. They have families. They oftentimes have part-time or even full-time jobs while they're in school. And yet they are determined and dedicated and hardworking and cooperative. So I hope the conversation that I had with this ex-president of a college didn't make her feel bad, but it sure made me feel fortunate. So you all make my job easier, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. One of the most rewarding things about teaching in the health science program, besides watching you guys walk across the stage, that's pretty cool, is watching groups of students bond. In the beginning of every new program, students are really quiet. They don't want to talk in class, and they don't want to make eye contact. But within a month or two, you can't shut them up. And they are, carving their own little spot in the grill or in one of the lounges where they hang out together after class. And it's not unusual to walk up the nursing hallway and look into what should be an empty classroom because there's no classes going on, but you see groups of students in there studying together. So they really do look out for one another. Then typically by February of the second semester, after we've all been in the classroom together, for 15 plus hours a week, we kind of get on each other's nerves, get sick of each other, instructors included, but we get over it. And then by April or May, we're all just really back on track and looking forward to finishing. And I'm speaking to and about all of you. But I did want to take this moment to say something special about this particular group of people over here. This class of medical assisting students bonded faster, looked out for each other more, squabbled less, and in doing so were more successful than any other class Mrs. Greer and I can remember. The original 16 students from August 2015 continued on to spring 2016, and all 16 completed this semester. That's never happened before. So we're pretty... We did lose a couple, unfortunately, during summer clinicals, but I am convinced that the way you helped each other and looked out for one another contributed to your collective academic success. So what's the message here for the rest of us? I think this quote sums it up. This is from Robert Fulgham's book, All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. And now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker this evening. He's a physician in the Hematology Oncology Department at Boyce Willis Clinic. As such, Dr. Huffman is not only a customer/consumer of the medical assisting graduates, he's also very active in the role of medical advisor for the program. We're very grateful for his enthusiasm and support. Please help me in welcoming Dr. John Huffman.
I'm only going to speak for just a couple of minutes. This is your day, not mine. But I did want to offer some very heartfelt words of encouragement that hopefully will help out as you go forward. And the main thing I wanted to speak to you about was simply perseverance and sheer force of human will. Because you've all already been on clinical rotations, you've already been out in the field, you've seen your preceptors and advisors and supervisors all talking about, oh, all I do is data entry. This is just data management. I'm on the computer all the time. This is all just paperwork. I don't get to do any real healthcare anymore. And it's hard for me to argue with those people because they're 100% correct. But what I can do is try to give you something, hopefully, to keep in your minds and hearts, to keep you above that and get past that, and try to remember that there's more to healthcare than just documentation and paperwork. And if you can manage to hold on to your strength of will, because your first obligation should always be to yourself, and to keep your heart, mind, light of soul, and strength of will intact. And if you can do that, there will be times where people around you and above you will roll their eyes and say, oh, she's just new. She'll get ground down like the rest of us eventually. But if you don't, if you can persevere, and if you can keep your strength and soul intact, people will flock to you. Nobody wants to be unhappy, they want to be happy. And if they see that you can be happy, they will want part of what you have. And you'll find that patients and family members aren't just people you take care of, but they become your friends and people that want to come to see you. Your colleagues will want to work with you, and you will then see that the entire process can circle back around on itself, because their light, their happiness, their joy of seeing you will further reinforce your strength. And you can find that healthcare can still be a very rewarding, fulfilling, and even joyful place to work. And if you can keep that in mind and keep your strength, self, soul, and spirit first, I think you'll be surprised at how happy you can be in your jobs. Congratulations on this day, and good luck to all of you.
Good evening. I'm Trent Moorbutter, the Vice President for Instruction, and it's indeed my pleasure and honor to present the candidates this evening. Each of these individuals has completed the academic and clinical work required to become a medical assistant as determined by the American Association of Medical Assistants or a practical nurse as determined by the NC Board of Nursing. All are now eligible to sit for the state or national certification exam that will earn them the credential or certified medical assistant or licensed practical nurse. Please come forward to receive your pin as I call your name. Sara Elizabeth Anderson. Stephanie Nicole Ashley. Nickeya Shanell Barkley. Debbie Gary Battle. Crystal Lynn Capps. Angelica Hernandez. Sherika Norwood Jones. Kaye Pierce Narron. Lakesha Renee Powell. Kayla Frances Rose. Jasmine Talia Silver. Maci Jean Strickland. Terri Louise Strickland. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the medical assisting diploma candidates. Practical nursing diploma candidates, Nikki Bulluck. Caitlin Medlin. Heather Denton Samoa. Crystal Williams Turner. Erica Vick. Danny Walker. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the practical nursing diploma candidates.
At this time, I would like to invite the nursing graduates to come forward for their candle lighting ceremony and pledge. Will the medical assisting graduates please come forward?
I solemnly pledge before God and these witnesses to faithfully practice all my duties as a member of the professional healthcare team. I hold the care of the sick and injured to be a privilege and a sacred trust, and will assist the physician with honesty and loyalty. I will hold all personal matters pertaining to the private lives of patients in strict confidence. I dedicate my heart, mind, and strength to the work before me. I shall do all within my power to show in myself an example of all that is honorable and good throughout my medical assistant career.
Once again, congratulations, and give yourself a round of applause. Of course, some of the village that helped raise you on the stage, but a large part of that village is right behind you. So just look behind you and tell these guys thank you for your support. Now, if you would, please stand with me as I prepare for the benediction. And if you were to remain in your places until the dais has left the stage and exited the building, we would appreciate it. Let us pray. You have already put your stamp of approval on this ceremony, and we thank you for that. And now, as we leave Nash Community College, we hope to find our family circles unbroken, and that you grant us traveling mercies as we leave, and find everyone in our household healthy and prosperous. Amen.